Hi viewers, this is Sri Ramulu. So, before watching this video, please subscribe it, like it, and comment. Don't forget sharing it. Okay, friends, let me start the chapter. Today's chapter, new topic. This is electric field due to a charged cylinder. Right? So already I have explained and I have uploaded for the sphere. Now for charge cylinder, for cylinder only. Okay, so let me start. Consider an infinite circular cylinder of a radius r. So this cylinder is infinite length, right? And whose radius is capital R. Let charge be distributed uniformly along the cylinder and rho be the charge per unit volume. Rho be the charge per unit volume. Charge per unit volume is called charge density, right? So charge density for 2D, charge density is denoted by sigma. For 1D, charge density is denoted by lambda. For 3D, it is rho. Here, we are going to calculate electric field due to charged cylinder in two cases, right? So, here the first case is when a point P lies inside the cylinder. Suppose it is a complete cylinder. Let there is a one point. Consider one point which is at a distance r from the axis of cylinder. Which this r is a distance. R is denoted by small r. Why? Because capital R it indicates the radius of actual cylinder, but small r is a point. It is a distance from the axis to point. Now construct a Gaussian cylindrical surface of length L and a radius R with the same axis that of the charged cylinder. Here we have to construct. So here I have kept one point as a P. By taking this point as a reference and draw a Gaussian surface with a dotted line only. Always we have to draw the dotted with the if you want to denote the Gaussian cylindrical surface or any surface with the gas, we must draw with dotted lines only. And the axis, the radius of this Gaussian cylinder must be must be taken from the axis of actual cylinder. So it is the axis of actual cylinder. Okay, and this is the distance. This distance is taken as a radius of Gaussian cylindrical surface. Next, contribution to the electric field due to circular ends of the cylinder comes out to be 0. Here, contribution to the electric flux due to circular ends. Due to circular ends, the electric flux is 0 is here. This is the point, meaning of this point. So why? Because if you take this end and this end and consider a small element, area element, and whose area is ds, and this ds always we have to denote with a arrow mark that must be perpendicular to the surface. Always we have to denote it perpendicular to the surface like this. But charges are placed like this side and this side only. So electric field must be this side. And what ds is this side and field is this side. The angle between these two things must be 90 degrees. So when these two are perpendicular to each other, then flux must be 0. Why? Because flux pi is equals to ds cos theta, eds cos theta. So in the place of cos theta, if you substitute theta value, eds cos theta, If substitute theta value as 90 degrees, cos 90 we know 0, 0 into everything is 0. So that is why we get electric flux due to the circular ends. It is a one end, it is another end. Due to the circular ends, it comes out to be 0. So that means it is as 0. And here proof is given. Because E and ds are at right angles to each other. See the figure once again. Here ds is this side, E is this side, and angle between them is 90. And this side also, it is a ds and it is E. Then this side also angle 90 degrees. So dot product between the E and ds is EDS cos theta, and the theta value is 90, cos 90 value is 0. So no flux is present at curved surfaces or at the end surfaces. Next, the only contribution to the electric flux is due to the curved surface of the cylinder only. Curved surface, see the curved surface is this is only. So it is a curved surface. If it is a cylinder like this, okay, and it is because of electric flux because of this curved surface only. So with not these ends. So by these two ends we cannot get any fluxes. Right? Due to symmetry, the magnitude of electric field will be same at all points of curved surfaces of the cylinder and are directed radially outward. Right? Here magnetic field, electric field because of this curved surface always directed outwards only, like this, always directed outward. And if we consider here the point one area, and area is its element is ds is this side and E is also this side. Okay, so just consider one small area anywhere on the curved surface and calculate its flux value. You may get the small flux value, and if you integrate it, then you can get a total flux throughout the surface. For curved surface of the cylinder, E and ds are along the same direction, that is the angle between them is 0. Same direction means they are parallel to each other. Parallel means their angle must be 0 degree only. Now formula is flux phi E, phi actually we have to write here pi E is equals to integral E dot ds can be written as integral EDS cos theta, and here parallel means angle is 0. Substitute theta value here, then what you get, integration E dot ds is EDS only, integration EDS only. Why? Because cos 0 value is 1 into EDS only. And keep E outside and write them like this. ds is the area of the small element, and if you integrate it gives the total area of the cylinder. So total area of the cylinder can be written as a 2 pi RL. It is the total area of the cylinder, 2 pi RL. Okay. So next, total charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface is given by, already I explained you, lambda indicates it is a charge density per unit length. Sigma indicates it is also charge density per unit volume, means charge by area, and rho is a charge density, it is a charge by volume. Okay, the same manner charge here, charge is equals to, charge can be written as volume into volume density. Okay, so what charge density is charge by volume, bring it this side, rho into we can be written as q. So charge is equals to charge density into volume. Here charge density, volume into volume density. Charge q is equals to volume of, it is a volume of a Gaussian surface, can be written as volume of Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface shape is cylindrical shape, so cylinder volume is pi r square L into volume density is rho. Now according to Gauss law pi is equals to q by epsilon naught. Here we got already q value, substitute this value here, and we got the pi value. This is from equation 1. See just here, it is from the equation 1. Pi value is what? It is a into 2 pi rl. So substitute pi value also, a into 2 pi rl, and a q value is this one. Then pi gets cancelled, for r square will cancel, L cancel, then E is equals to r rho by 2 epsilon naught. So finally we got E value as r rho by 2 epsilon naught. So this is the electric field when a point is kept inside the cylinder. Suppose a point is kept outside of the cylinder. When P lies outside of the cylinder, then what happens? See the diagram. So this is the diagram. Now see, total flux through the Gaussian surface is given by pi is equals to integration E dot ds. If we remove dot product, then it can be written as E ds cos theta. But P is lies outside, so I am not going to consider these two sides. Why? Because already we know these two sides no flux is contributed. Only flux contribution is because of curved surface only. So I am applying directly to the curved surface only. And now EDS cos theta. Theta value is 0. Why? Because here the parallel. Cos 0 is 1 into EDS, integration EDS. So keep it E outside and write integration EDS. Integration EDS can be written as it is total area of a Gaussian cylinder whose radius is small r. Okay, here point is considered outside of the actual cylinder. It is actual cylinder. One point is considered somewhere outside, and by taking that point as reference, one Gaussian cylinder is constructed with a radius r. So then we got its area as 2 pi r L. Next, total charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface is given by, so same thing what I have done in the previous one. So charge can be written as charge on the cylinder of actual length into volume density. So here charges mostly present where? Charges present mostly on the surface of the cylinder only, not on the Gaussian surface, only on actual cylinder only. So that is why charge on the cylinder of the actual length. So actual length, its length is how much? Here it is smaller, into volume density. Volume density we know that is rho. Now see, so actual cylinder radius is capital R. So by taking this radius, its volume is pi r square L into volume density is rho. So in the previous one we have written charge, it is a charge on the cylinder of the actual length into volume density. Volume density is here, it is rho. Okay, and its volume is pi r square L. Next, according to Gauss law, pi is equals to q by epsilon naught. So already we know the pi value we got, that is as a into 2 pi rl, and q by epsilon naught. Q value see here already q value is here. Q is what? Pi r square L by epsilon naught. Now only L pi gets cancelled, remaining thing all are same. So by keeping E value this side only, bring remaining things all this side, then we get E as r square rho by 2 epsilon naught into small r. And see here, This the graph indicates how the E value changes when we move, when a point is moving from inside to outside or outside to inside. How does the E value changes? So is it depends on the distance? Always it is directly proportional or inversely proportional. So that is by using that only this graph is drawn. And see, the first equation is what? First equation, in the second equation, relation between E and small r is inversely proportional. Here E and small inversely. The first relation is, see, first relation is in between E and small r is directly proportional. So that means the beginning means when the point lies inside, as r value increases, E value also increases. When r value is r, small r is equals to capital R, then E value is maximum. And when again r value is, increases outside of the cylinder, so E value slowly decreases. So like this, E value decreases. So that is this graph it indicates. So E value maximum a where on the surface of cylinder only. Now see. So this expression shows that the electric field at a point outside the cylinder is directly proportional to the square of the distance of the cylinder. Okay, square of the distance of the cylinder, and inversely proportional to the distance only. Inversely proportional to the distance only. Distance of the point from the axis of cylinder. Next, thus the variation of the electric field strength E with the distance R from the axis of a uniform charge sphere is shown. So this is the diagram is shown. Here this side is R value is taken and this side is E value taken. Okay friends, thank you.